let me tell you a little story. You know, some people will say that the holidays are a time for consuming mass quantities and imbibing in liquor and, giving gifts and being, just generous in your ways. And I think I'm on board with that. You're probably on board with that. You know who's not on board with that? This man. Because Steve Bannon, if anything at all, if he represents anything on planet Earth, it is as an example of tone down your wanton needs, your hedonistic tendencies. Temperance, above all, is I think the marching order of every cell in Steve Bannon's body. You can tell just by looking at him that this is a man who never goes one sip too many. Doesn't let the waft of alcohol drift by his nose and steal even his momentary gaze. No, nay, nah. No, this man is not for it. And so when he found out that the RNC spent tens of millions on limos, private jets, and alcohol, and he wasn't invited, what the fuck? By the way, Steve Bannon has been around that kind of payola bullshit many times in his life. He's been on those private jets, drinking that alcohol. It's just, this is absurd that he's even remotely upset, except for the fact that he's no longer invited.
Red State, an incredible piece put out overnight.
I love some things that are put out overnight. What?
It looked like it took a ton of research to get here.
Yeah, they had to make one phone call, I'm sure.
Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. Just walk us through. We've got the story. We put it up in all of our live chats. We put it up everywhere.
Yeah, but nobody reads anymore. I mean, have you seen the state of maggot reading comprehension? Even if I explained it, they wouldn't grasp it. Can you do something so I can cut away from myself and have a giant swig of brandy?
Just walk us through it. Can you just walk us through what you found in your analysis of the RNC's budget and spending?
Yes, absolutely. And it did take a ton of research.
Can you walk us through how your audio while you're on the phone is clearer than Steve's? I blame the assholes in Denver.
More than 6 days of just devoted to going through these
He's just reading a newspaper now, just flipping through shit.
SEC filings, partly because there were so many misclassified expenses that I had to go through every line item.
Oh my God. So what you're telling us is that Republicans are terrible at organizing and keeping records, which is why they should be in charge of everything. Brilliant.
On the files. So what I found was that since 20...
Hey, did he just call her a hoe, or is he doing his Santa impersonation?
Whoa, hang on for 1 second. What do you mean? So this was all public information out on FEC filings, correct? Number one?
All of the financial things, yes. Yes, I did speak to a number of insiders too, but all of the financials are completely public.
Great. So you cracked the case. Cool. You went to a website and downloaded something, did you?
So what do you mean tell our audience first, what do you mean by misclassified?
Well, there's areas where you could put something where it's classified under what it's supposed to actually be for. And there are situations where they just wrote shit down and didn't bother or hid it under other things. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So just in the third quarter of 2022, almost $5,000 was spent at Lululemon, which is...
Oh, dear God.
Basically expensive yoga pants and exercise gear. And it was listed as an office expense.
Let's see. Let's see. $5,000 spent at Lululemon, luxury brand, classified as an office expense. $9,300 at Madison Square Garden. Hold on 1 second. Let's take a look. Lululemon. What do you got for sale, Lululemon? That could qualify as. Let's go. Technical clothing, Lululemon. Let's see. There's all kinds of stuff in here. This lady in her red outfit. Here she goes. Hold on one second. They got women's stuff. They got men's stuff. They got accessories, travel accessories. Maybe that. Equipment, water bottles. How about that? $5,000 worth of water bottles that they handed out. There's scarves and wraps. Self-care, wallets and pouches. Ew. Keychains. All right, that's stuff you could all qualify. Studio. What does a studio do? What is a Lululemon Studio? Now streaming the best of fitness. Maybe they paid for this and had everybody work out in the morning. This sounds fantastic. I can't wait to work at the RNC. What are their best sellers? Now that the RNC's been wasting money, they got to have some best sellers. Okay, yeah, no surprise there, no surprise there, no surprise there. Okay, gifts. Oversized hoodie, oversized fleece. Maybe they were trying to save on like heating costs, and they just bought everybody like fleece hoodies and slippers. Wrap up Lululemon Studio Mirror for $7.95, but not for long. Oh, maybe they bought Lululemon mirrors for the office, and everybody could work. Never mind. I don't care.
Okay, I got it. So there's things like that in there that you. Okay, so then walk us. You took.
Yeah, so basically Republicans can't be trusted with money. Okay, gotcha. And
the misclassifications. Walk us through your report.
So,
yeah, she was doing that when you interrupted her, Dick Smear.
So since 2017, the RNC has spent $3.1 million on private jets, $1.3 million on limo and chauffeur services.
Not weird at all.
$17 million for donor mementos, which is just insane.
Depends on how much they took in. Now and by the way, why wouldn't you donate, $12 million to the RNC if you're not at least going to get a trinket?
$750,000 on floral arrangements.
Again, multiple states, multiple things. I mean, I like the fact that they're eating each other alive, but this is not on a national party. These expenditures are not weird at all. It's like the 20, just even this midterm, approached $1 billion in spending.
$80,000 in alcohol expenditures, including
just to Steve Bannon alone.
Drizzly deliveries to the office, and that's like where you can like a DoorDash for alcohol.
Which they sent bottles of wine and thank yous to people, or they just fucking drank. Maybe they're just a bunch of drunks.
They also had very exclusive staff retreats, almost $400,000 on entertainment things like tickets to the Lion King on Broadway, a private box at a Raiders game, a staff retreat for more than 30 employees and their families at the Salamander Resort and Spa in Virginia, which is about $1,000 a night place.
So let's go back. Is this?
By the way, again, all but the spa place. Steve Bannon has partaken in all of this shit, like box seats, liquor, all that stuff. Like
when you have these huge numbers, like 3.1 million for private jets, 1.3 for limos, the 17.
By the way, what do you want to bet that all of this was flying Trump's dumbass around?
Million for donor tchotchkes, I guess, or donor awards. Is that part of it all for donors? Is that part all to not reimburse donors, but to actually get
entice donors,
make them excited and have them give more money, or is this to reward them for the money they've already put in?
What's the fucking difference?
So the donor mementos is, I believe, just to give them recognition for what they've donated, and yeah, I'm sure to incentivize them to spend more. But the private jets and the limo and everything, that's just all expenses for RNC employees on top of whatever commercial flights that staffers would take to get to whatever races they're working on.
So, by the way, notice how staffers are getting thrown around like crazy in this shit. Like the grunt level staffers, the ones who are flying fucking coach, somehow are on the hook for the private jet expenditures of the RNC, which is getting like, the major players like Ted fucking Cruz to different places.
So what?
It is the big fucking deal. Jesus Christ, what kind of White House Christmas ornament 2017? Man, that's some severe. Look at the Donald J. Trump logo-y thing. Is that a DJT kind of like Nazi smudge on the bottom? Fucking hell, those are ugly.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I understand they're
Ecrate you if you're wrong. What?
big donors and they're large donors and they have to be feted and although I think most of
Feted? What do you mean, shackled?
them say, hey, I can do my own parties on my own. I can spend time with my family or my significant others on my own. I don't need to do it at the RNC expense because it's just kind of taking money out of what I'm putting in.
They go to events. They're not donors yet, dumb fuck. And it's other people at the table somebody buys a table for $10,000 and they bring 4 of their friends and then their 4 friends all get a fucking gift bag. And then maybe next year, if they have money, they bring somebody else and they spend blah, blah, blah. Like, what? All right, look, hate yourself. I don't care. Like, why in the fuck?
But still, the
Right.
bulk of the money is by little donors. Still, they have a vast fundraising apparatus that specializes in getting $50 bills.
Right, and they get emails and thank yous and, hey, will you still help us? And you could win a contest. And they fly those people in the private jet. And then there's insurance.
From people on a monthly basis, or when they put a call out one of these emails that said, hey, if you don't send $50, we're going to lose everything. Is there any...
Am I just going to predict everything this dipstick says?
Money spent? Was there any money spent feeding the little guy? Was this is the little guy's money that was spent? Is there anything giving them a pat on? Did they get a donor tchotchke?
No, because they don't donate enough, and getting them that tchotchke would cost you more than what they gave. Brilliant fundraising idea from Steve Bannon. Let's send every $5 donor a $20 shirt. What chapter of Art of the Deal was that in, you fucking dipshit?
In your review?
It didn't go through and say exactly to which donors certain things were spent, but from small donors I've talked to, what they usually get is another solicitation for more money.
Yeah, because they're small donors. All right. You know what? Fuck it. You're right. The RNC treats small donors like shit. Knock yourself out.
If you're a 25.
I don't even know why the fuck I'm defending this, except for the fact that these two assholes are just speaking like dicks because they don't like who's running the RNC. They're absolutely for every single fucking aspect of this when they win. They just are pissed because they've been losing, and they want to blame everyone except Donald Trump and their own candidates.
$5, $50 a month donor, you're just basically going to get, okay, thanks, you did your duty. Now give me more money. And I spoke to some large donors while researching this story too, to get their feelings on how this money was being spent. And you're right, the large donors, they don't care. They can go to a private box at an NFL game anytime they want. They don't need to go.
Yeah, but they can't go with a politician where they think they're going to get some access. You fucking moron.
And that was actually a staff retreat, but things like that.
That was actually a staff retreat. I don't even know why I'm defending it. Why am I defending this? Why? Anybody? I'm just aggravated.
They would rather have things that the RNC can easily give them almost for free, like maybe FaceTime with senators or...
Yeah, it's almost for free. All you got to do is fly the fucking person there, incentivize that person to get there, have them something to do while they're there, like expensive dinners or going to a football. Well, again, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I defending these dickheads? This is just so fake. It's their outrage about this is only because they're losing.
Or representatives at some kind of a private event, maybe even at someone's home.
Uh-huh. What kind of event did you have in mind?
They don't need to be sent, $200 custom pins by a jeweler.
Yeah, nobody needs that. But it's kind of nice when you get it in the mail.
Let's go to is the top ones, is the private jets in the
By the way, a lot of those things are donated. Just saying. Those little items as well.
limos, is that related to donors, or is that more related to?
Oh my God, I'm bored. Never mind. Fuck this. I can't. Like, this is so lame. That clip is fucking 17 minutes long. This is nobody's fault but mine. I found this on Frank's speech.